Do you think that cherished family recipe you've made over and over again is better than anything anyone else has ever tasted? You could get the chance to whip it up as part of a brand new food competition. Recipe Philly is a first-of-its-kind food challenge designed to be a docuseries and a Center City restaurant. Here to tell us how this works is Ed Baumstein and Chef Andy Ravella. Thank you both so much for being here with us today and joining me this morning. This is such a cool concept, and I was telling you off camera, I saw the restaurant, I drove by it the other day. Ed, first tell us what Recipe Philly is all about.
Sure. Basically, we're celebrating home cooks. These are not chefs. They're not going to open up restaurants afterwards. These are just dishes that people have made that are cherished from their families or their creativity, and that they love sharing with their family and friends.
This is awesome because sometimes, you know, I go to a restaurant, the food's great, but sometimes I just want my mom's cooking, you know? So this is such a great concept, and there's a really cool backstory of how you got inspired to start this. Tell me about that.
So I'm a Philadelphia guy, first of all, and I ran a company for 25 years in Philadelphia, and 10 years into that tenure, we hit the recession with everybody else, and my finance team came and said, we've got to cut out people, offices, and the Christmas party. And I said, listen, everything's okay except the Christmas party. It's the only time we have a chance to say thank you to people, especially when they're working twice as hard for half as much in a bad year. And so we ended up having a Christmas party at my house. We invited people to bring potluck dishes, and I was just blown away by the quality of the food, the energy around our employees bringing the dishes, and them watching and hovering over the buffet table to see whose dish was getting eaten first.
And you brought something to show me. You actually turned all those potluck recipes into a cookbook.
Correct. Which
is also so cool to just memorialize kind of a tough time, but you guys made it special and celebrated with one of the best ways to celebrate, which is, of course, food. So thank you for sharing that.
And that's the inspiration for Recipe Philly.
Now, Chef Andy, you're holding a casting call this Saturday, November 8th. What do people need to know about this when they show up?
That all they need to do is we have little cards that they're going to fill out, bring their recipes that they want to submit for the contest. And so they just fill that out. We take all that information and we gather it to kind of put together the crew that will eventually compete on television for getting their items on the menu.
And you brought some of those to show me as well. So you just list the name of the dish, from the kitchen of, social media handle as well. You have categories, you know, entrees, pasta, dessert, sandwich. So this is very easy, and you just gotta put your best foot forward, bring your best recipe forward. And tell us more about the restaurant that's expected to open next year.
Okay, so first of all, it's going to be one of the greenest restaurants in America because we don't put any grease in the air or down the drain.
That's great.
It's very clean, the air indoor. So what we're going to do is take all these folks' recipes and, you know, think about all the families that could be involved in this, and then we're going to commercialize them so that your experience as a customer of the restaurant is going to be restaurant quality, but it's going to be all those family recipes. So that's what we're going to try to accomplish on Saturday in our conversations with the folks.
That is cool, and I love the green restaurant concept as well. Now, each of you, if you could choose a dish from a loved one in your life, what would you enter into this?
I've been asked that question before. I'd have to say my grandmother's vegetable soup.
Ooh, I love a good vegetable soup. Okay, and from Grandma, can't get any better than that.
And we have a tradition, being from Italy, we do eggplant lasagna every Christmas.
The eggplant is my favorite vegetable. Eggplant parm is my favorite food. I've not had eggplant lasagna, so I might need to get the recipe for that from you. That sounds amazing. Well, thank you, gentlemen, both so much for coming and telling us all about this very unique new concept. I think it's going to be great for our city. People here love to eat. That's one of Philly's, I think, strongest points. So just add more family recipes into the mix. The Recipe Philly casting call is this Saturday, November 8th, starting at 9 a.m. at the Pennsylvania Convention Center, Broad Street Atrium entrance in Center City, Philadelphia. You can get more details about all of this on NBC10.com/findit-on10. Ed and Chef Andy, thank you both so much for being here with us and sharing such cool. I love the backstory to this so much. I think that's so special, and I love that you're bringing this concept to so many people who will really enjoy it.